This is Damon Bruce, and you're watching 2K Sports. It's a Saturday presentation of the NBA. It's going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder up against the Atlanta Hawks. And now, off to Phillips Arena with our crew of Kevin, Clark, and Steve, who are ready for the call.
And we see the Hawks ready to get to work. Hi everyone, Kevin Harlan along with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. We're here to present the NBA on this Saturday afternoon. And now we take a brief check at the matchups. Our starting five for both teams. For Oklahoma City, and for Atlanta,
Hawks were pretty solid against the Western Conference, splitting the 30 games they played, 15 and 15. And if you do that against the West, when you're an Eastern Conference team, usually you're going to make the playoffs, and the Hawks did as a 6th seed.
so Atlanta will get the first possession. Here is Daniels. Launches a three. Second shot opportunity, and he sinks the layup.
I like that. Getting their offense started with a high-quality look down low.
Yeah, Clark, I think the more points they can get inside today, the better off they'll be.
And so here is Oklahoma City. The dish to Williams. The 19-foot shot. Jump shot is good that time.
He's so reliable. You know, his offense seems to be consistently there for this team.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, I briefly spoke with Oklahoma City's head coach. One of the most important things he wants his team to do defensively in this game is to maintain pressure on them on the perimeter and not allow them to get into any rhythm or flow in their long-range shooting game. We'll see how disruptive they are.
Thank you, Doris. Devising a strategy, Clark, to take away that three-point shot.
Yeah, I think it's an important part of the defensive game plan because teams nowadays are just too good to not defend them from behind the three-point line.
There's the screen. Passes it to Alexander. And Young comes over to help. Shot clock at 6. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And for the Hawks against the West, as Clark, you were talking about earlier, 15 and 15. It might sound ho-hum, but Steve was actually the 4th best record against the West of all teams in the East.
Well, look, the West, we know the more dominant conference. I think 15 and 15 is a pretty solid record for Atlanta. So they had a good showing last year against the West.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
You know, last season, the Thunder marched their way to the top seed in the West and spent most of the season battling for that top spot at San Antonio. And with the Thunder's play on the road, that was the big difference between the two.
And here now the Thunder, following the free from Daniels. The kick out to Williams. Right side, Williams, blocked. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. You know, another note on the Thunder and the road dominance. you're always going to have to be fantastic on the road if you want to win in the West. And the Thunder, Steve, clearly the best in the West on the road.
Yeah, 26 wins for them, 2 more than the next 2 teams in the conference. And the only team that had more road wins than them on the year in the NBA was the Heat. So just a terrific season for the Thunder, both at home and on the road. Of course, kind of got derailed by the Westbrook injury in the playoffs.
And so here is Oklahoma City after the three-pointer from Daniels. Pass to Alexander. On the wing, Williams. 6 to shoot. Plenty of space. Gets the bucket. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Daniels with it. He's got 6. Young off of it from Johnson. And Young, here we go. On the wing, Daniels. Another 3 for Young.
Look, I like the way they've come out here. I mean, they're shooting it well and with confidence from outside. Just a good, strong start for them.
Thunder trailing by 9. He's covered by Daniels. Alexander. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. Alexander's got 6.
Defense just has to fight over the top of those screens.
Especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, he doesn't miss too many open shots.
So it's Atlanta now. Johnson goes in. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but threw the foul, and he'll go to the line. Boy, it really does come down to confidence sometimes, doesn't it?
Boy, Kevin, you said a mouthful there. Confidence, such a thin line, because when you're confident and you're feeling it, then you tend to knock shots down comfortably. But when it's the opposite, then you start thinking about it, and that's no way to play the game.
Everything's going haywire then.
Yeah, exactly.
Oof. First one falls for him.
The Hawks last season weren't really a bad offensive team, but they did have one of the more memorable offensive nights, and not for anything positive. In a January game against a tough Bulls team, the Hawks only scored 58 points over the course of the entire game.
And both free throws good for Johnson. As you said, the Hawks had one of the worst offensive nights, Clark, in the NBA, but overall, we're a solid offensive team right around the middle of the league. Steve just goes to show what can happen when a team goes cold.
Yeah, when you don't have that one guy who you can always lean on to score, I mean, there are going to be some nights where everything just misses, and I think that was the case that game against Chicago. It was kind of bizarre, but hey, over the course of 82 games, it's going to happen. That's the kind of finish we've gotten used to seeing from him in the low post.
Daniels kicks to Young. On the wing, Johnson. Johnson, right side. Releases from the wing and drills it.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Boy, the field goal percentage is fantastic. Exactly the kind of start they were hoping for.
Thunder trailing by 9. Alexander passes to Williams. We've got 1:48 left here in the first quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Alexander again, Oklahoma City.
This quarter has brought out the best in them, fellas. Even though they're still trailing, he's been impossible to contain.
The Hawks leading by 7. Atlanta calls timeout. And as we get a break here, important for the teams to go over their own strategy. And for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. So put out your best effort as the game wears on, guys.
You know, it's amazing when you're playing during the season, if you go through a stretch where you don't hydrate, it can have a major physical toll on you. Your body wears down quicker, you don't recover as fast, and that can really take its toll over the course of an 82-game season.
And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder. 1:32 left to play in the first quarter. George, he's covered by Daniels. There's a good screen. And Oklahoma City again with the bucket.
6 for 6 now for him. He's rolling.
At least not on the first 6 attempts. I mean, he is scorching out there. Get there.
On the wing, Johnson. Here's Porzingis. The shot no good.
That's not an opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Alexander passes Holmgren. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
Look at the combination of size and touch. That's why he's a great finisher down low.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the Hawks.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And the other thing we're seeing is great ball movement. We're seeing a lot of good offensive execution, ball movement, player movement, setting up assists.
Well, you could see it at the start of the season that Oklahoma City was being driven by falling short in the 2012 finals. Their focus was on being the best team in the West, and they jumped on that goal right from the start.
Williams, he's guarded by Johnson. Williams gets the bucket. Williams has got his first basket.
Broke out the finger roll, guys. That was kind of a stylish finish.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And Young kicks to Johnson. Dishes it to Daniels. Hawks passing it around. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Alexander passes to Williams. Holmgren. And the pass to Alexander. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. He gets it up. Tie game in Atlanta. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter.
All right.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And for the Hawks, guys, what stands out to you stats-wise?
How about the three-point shooting? The scoring has really come in bunches from long range.
Yeah, it seems like every time down the floor they're knocking down the triple.
Here's Wallace. Stolen. Now, here's Young. Johnson outside. Daniels. The shot's good on the assist by Johnson. Daniels has got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for Atlanta. Wallace dishes to Williams. Lays up the pick. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Well, the number one priority for a defense when you face this guy is to keep him getting anywhere from the basket because he's just so strong as a finisher.
And when you watch him, Steve, you can see how quickly he looks to take his shot when he's on the receiving end of a pass and how successful he is when he does take the shot. This guy is a catch, fire, and hit guy.
Russo's check-in for Oklahoma City.
You know, with so many high hopes, the Thunder seem to be everybody's pick to make it to the finals once again. They were so dominant throughout the regular season. Many thought it was a foregone conclusion, but the injury to Russell Westbrook kind of sidetracked all of that.
Now, here's Walker. Another three-quarter lineup.
And that's one of his strengths, knocking down those long-range jumpers.
Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Pass to Williams. And back to the Thunder in the postseason. They did well to get by the Rockets after Westbrook injured his knee. But, Steve, they just didn't have the same dynamic punch when they later faced the Grizzlies. Ended up getting bounced out in the second round.
Well, it was a tough matchup for them because the Grizzlies are so good defensively. And when you take Westbrook out of the lineup, all of a sudden it changes everything. I thought Oklahoma City battled, but they just didn't have enough firepower without their point guard.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game. The first free throw is good. And the Hawks making a change here. Mbakwe's checked in. And Williams drops them both.
Well, you kind of expect that from him. You pretty much know what the result's going to be when he goes to the line.
And Young kicks to Okongwu. On the wing, Johnson. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
Drop back the finger roll. That's a nice finesse move to pull off with the defense all over him.
This is his third free throw attempt of the game.
And he finished last season right around 71% from the line. Not exactly the best of percentages.
That's good from Johnson.
You know, you look at the Hawks last season, and despite the emergence of Jeff Teague as a point guard, didn't have a dominating assist guy at that position, and it was basically more of an equal opportunity offense as far as the assists go.
Now here's Williams. He's got 7. Offensive rebound to the inside. Here's Holmgren. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And I would continue to do it. You know, force the defense to maybe send a double team. Now you've got other options to work with offensively.
And Clark, as you said, the Hawks a very good passing team. Steve actually finished third in the NBA in assists per game last year as a team.
Well, it helps when you have great passers at every position. I thought that was the case for Atlanta last year. The ball moved. The players tried to create easier shots for each other. That's why they were a pretty effective team.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And it's not just great offense, Clark. The defense is really lacking. Not enough energy on their closeouts.
And here is Wallace after the three-pointer from Johnson. Wallace against Young. Wallace attacking. Passes Holmgren. Clock at 6. Again, Oklahoma City.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside.
Okongwu, the pass to Young. And off the pick from Okongwu. And Walker kicks to Okongwu. Back to Walker. The 3. Another 3 for Atlanta.
They are wreaking havoc on them with the three-point shot here.
Lazy perimeter defense, Clark. You got to take the shooter's airspace away from them.
Thunder trailing by 5. Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. And the Hawks making a change here. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Williams passes Holmgren. Wallace outside. Pass to Caruso. Holmgren, a 3 ball. Gets it to go. He He's got 11.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's got it going now.
Wallace against Young. There's a screen. Pulls up from the corner. And again, it's Atlanta.
And of all the things about him that you like offensively, it's his composure that jumps out at me. The way he never gets rattled. The defense can get in him. He doesn't care. He just continues to do his thing.
And Steve, he's earned a nickname that's familiar to anybody that's followed basketball, the microwave. There's no slow build-up with him. All he needs is one shot to go down, and he can set him off, turn him into a real scoring machine. He cooks with gas, not electricity.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guys.
That's good from Holmgren.
Usually the logic is that if you want to win the West, you need to get a lot of wins against the East to pad your record, guys. But the Thunder did dominate the East last season, but not as much as the other teams, and they still won the West.
Walker goes in with the lead pass. Porzingis. Excellent D there from Holmgren.
That's the kind of defense required when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were right in his face.
Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Number 55, defended by Okongwu. Wallace misses. Well, getting back to the Thunder, as you said, Clark, they took the East to task once again. They were 21-9 against the conference. But, Steve, that was just tied for the third best in the West.
You know, I think a big part of this is after they made it to the finals for the first time, they played with a target on their back. I thought every team in the league knew they had to bring their A game to try to make a statement against the Thunder.
Wallace with a screen on Walker. Holmgren the pass to Wallace. Nice shot from the wing. 1:04 left in the first half. Atlanta calls timeout. And the Hawks making a change here. There's a minute left now here in the second. There's the pick. Young from outside. Another three for Atlanta.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in the movie theater. He gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Here's Paul Russo. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively, Park. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Now here's Johnson. Rejected by Holmgren.
You know, not only is the game neck and tight, but the rebounding battle is too. Extremely close on the boards.
Yeah, both teams have really put in a terrific effort down low.
Here's Caruso. And there's the pass. Holmgren. And it's all evened up. 17 points in the game.
And his stroke has been dead on. Inside, outside, wherever. The shot's just falling for him.
Here's Porzingis. He hits the back iron and sets the shot.
He was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
Back to Williams. From deep. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Williams has got 8 points here in this quarter. Second quarter ends in a tight one. Oklahoma City out in front, leading by a point. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
And it's a battle underway out in Atlanta as we get going to recap the action. Oklahoma City up on top against Atlanta. A dominating performance offensively, They're getting everything they want. And for the Hawks, also a strong start. They've dialed in from long range, an incredible shooting performance from outside. And that'll wrap things up for me here in the studio. Second half is just around the corner. Thanks so much for stopping by.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. What a game we're seeing from Holmgren.
He is a dynamic scorer, guys. That much we know. And I'll tell you what, his talent was on full display there in the first half.
Steve, he is a hard man to keep down, and so far, they've been unable to do it.
And it's the Thunder with the ball. It's a 1-point game. And the whistle blows as the basket counts. And a 3-point play chance right here. 1 free throw coming up.
Well, you know, when they need a big three, he's the guy they look to. He's about as reliable a deep threat as you're going to find.
And also, Steve, I think he's the definition of a lockdown defender. It doesn't matter what style of player he's up against. He can handle just about anything that's thrown at him.
Daniels with it. And there's the feed to Johnson. Johnson right side. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle on a lot of contact there.
Nice, strong finish. Very nearly a 3-point play opportunity.
Yeah, when you stay aggressive, good things happen.
The Hawks have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight. And that one falls for Johnson. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
Outside Williams. Gives him the lead pass. Number 55. And drops. And it comes off an assist from Williams. The Hawks trail by 4. Now Daniels. 12 points for him. Johnson outside. Six on the shot clock. Shots good. Johnson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
No question. Pound it into the painted area and continue to put pressure on that defense.
And it's the Thunder with the ball. No good from Alexander. Young outside. Kicks it to Johnson. Here's Porzingis. And again, it's Atlanta.
Well, that's what we're used to seeing him do. But he hasn't had his usual impact offensively. I'll tell you what, he needs more touches.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Pass to Alexander. Beyond the arc. And the Thunder another 3.
And they made 3 of their first 4 shots here to start this half.
The Hawks trail by 3. And here's Young. 8 points for him. Johnson. Another 3 for him.
Nothing but money for him to start the half. They've made all 3 of their shot attempts.
Outside Williams. Here's Holmgren. That's good. He's got 19.
The defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he bursts to the hoop.
For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. And Young kicks to Daniels. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
And still perfect here in the second half. 4 for 4 from the field.
They set the pick. Williams passes to Alexander. Good, great play by Williams to set it up. Alexander's got 17 now.
And you can feel the pattern of this game, guys. They're working it inside, dominating in the paint, getting good shots at will.
Well, 4 of their last 5 baskets, guys, have been of exactly that variety.
On its way from Young for 2. And again, it's a Young.
Very effective screen to set up the jumper. That was the key to that play.
Oklahoma City's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. Pass Holmgren. The pass to Alexander. He's against Young. The shot's good from Alexander. Alexander's got 19 points.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
The defense has to make an adjustment. They've got to string together some stops, or at the very least, try to force this team into some bad shots.
Time call here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. You have to like what we're seeing from Alexander.
They need to make some adjustments because he's absolutely scorching.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Williams is checked in. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Johnson can't get it to go. The Thunder with the lead. He kicks to Williams. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. And the shot is good. Wallace has got 5 points so far.
He had his head on a swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
.158 left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Young. He's got 10. He feeds it to Johnson. Fires the 3. Hits the bottom. Johnson's got 10 points here in the second half.
Right now, the defense needs to do a better job of closing out on this guy. He's heating up from outside.
Oklahoma City's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Ball is off the pick from Holmgren. Here's Alexander. He is flushed down with a nice jam.
Boy, that's some physical basketball out there. I'm glad I'm not in the middle of that. A hard pick and an assault on the bucket.
Old school stuff there.
There was a lot to like on that play.
The Hawks trail by 4. Here's the screen. Here's Knopf. Gets the three-pointer ball.
Offensively, he's just one of those guys that needs a touch of space to get his shot up. That's all. And if he runs his man off a screen or somehow finds an opening, that's it. He's going to let that thing go.
And you know what, Steve? We also have to talk about his shooting. I mean, the fact that he copes with tight D better than anyone is something to make note of. His percentage stays the same, and if he's wide open, he's automatic.
Here is Daniels after the made shot from Williams. Young left side. Here's Porzingis. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. The Hawks shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
And this club shot 77% as a team last year. Good, not spectacular, but solid.
That one is off. And the Thunder making a switch here. And the second free throw, good. Oklahoma City's gone 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep dive for them tonight. Alexander passes to Williams. Goes back up. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Boy, he crashed the boards with purpose right there. Well-deserved second chance points for him.
The Thunder have shot the ball well from the free throw line, 8 of 9. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Back to Gay. Down low. Here's Porzingis. Goes up and lays it. Nice and easy. 1 point in the game so far.
You can see that they're not as aggressive from the three-point line. They had far more attempts in the first half.
Williams with the ball. 13 points in the game. Puts one up. He lays it in. Williams has got 15.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
Indeed, game. And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. Thunder lead by 5. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. Great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Thunder.
Boy, guys, I really like how they've driven the ball to the basket in this game. I mean, they've been very aggressive with it.
And they're getting the ball inside, which is what I like. High percentage shots down on the block in the paint area.
I tell you what, you don't want to allow too many of those kinds of baskets with the game on the line.
No, this is when defenses have to protect the basket with everything they've got. Force the offense to shoot from the perimeter.
And so here is Oklahoma City. 3-point lead. That's good from Holmgren. And he can't hit the second.
He did the important part at the line there, the heavy lifting, if you will. Made this a two-possession game.
Johnson, defended by Alexander. Now Daniels. Shot clock at 6, and it's blocked. Now here's Williams. Passes it to Alexander. Holmgren. Number 55. He's guarded by Johnson. Number 55. And off the glass. That one's good.
You know, tired legs can affect you at the defensive end, and I think that's what's happening right here.
I agree, because as much offense as we saw early, we're seeing even more of it here late.
Here is Daniels. The Hawks making a switch here. Kicks it out to Johnson. Takes a 3. Gets it to go. Johnson's got 15 points in just the second half.
Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
The Thunder leading by 3. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
During that break, the coach of the Thunder had some words for his team. He was absolutely adamant, saying, don't let them off the hook. Let's keep our foot on the pedal and keep doing the things that have gotten us here this far. We're almost home.
Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Pass Holmgren. He passes it to Alexander. 6 to shoot. That's good. Alexander's got 23.
What a big-time mismatch it's been in the post. Where's the defensive adjustment? They're getting housed down there.
They sure are. You got to come up with something. A double team, maybe a substitution, but this is getting ridiculous.
So it's Atlanta now. After the main shot from Alexander on the wing, Johnson. A shot, no good. Great D that time from Holmgren. Oklahoma City leading by 5. There's the pass to Alexander. Snatched away. To the paint. Here's Daniels. And count the basket. He is fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Terrible defense for both teams. Just atrocious.
Yeah, it's been awful, Steve. I don't know any other way to say it, and I'm sure both teams will get an earful from their coaches. For a long time, it's been about getting out and running for Atlanta, and that was really one of the strengths of the team last season as well. Really one of the better teams in fast break points in the league.
And so here is Oklahoma City. A 2-point game. 11 feet away. Here's Trout. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. And for the Hawks, who are so good on the break, ended up 3rd in the league last year in fast break points. Steve, not a surprise with the athletes that team has.
Yeah, but that's changing, Kevin. Josh Smith's departure, I think, is a big blow. They're not as good in transition anymore, but they do have some exciting young talent, young players who can get out and run. So it's going to be interesting over the next couple of seasons to watch this team unfold.
It's a thin line between paper and hate. Friends and snakes, growing over Earth green. Over the pearly gates, I was destined to come.
Feeds it to Daniels. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Johnson attacking.
Talk about great numbers for Johnson. 25 points, and he's hit 4 from beyond the arc. A weapon with those 3-point shots.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, he is using the long-range jumper to deadly effect, Clark shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second half, despite trailing in this game.
Well, you know, that's when you need to be most aggressive when you're down. Another good job of drawing contact and getting to the line.
And both free throws good for Johnson.
He's having a great game at the free throw line, Kevin. His hot streak continues.
And Williams, here we go. Just 5 to shoot. Leads him in there. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Now, here is Young. Always going up for the alley-oop here. First time the alley-oop slam.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make it a close game, a potential momentum builder.
And it's the Thunder with the ball. After the basket by Atlanta. Passes it Holmgren. He dishes it to Williams. Fires again. And, there's a there was some contact. I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So we got a couple of free throws coming up. That's the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. It's a 5-point game.
And that makes it a 2-possession game now. Those could turn out to be vital free throws.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. They're losing by 5. 1:56 left in the fourth quarter. 1:56 left to play here in the fourth. Johnson kicks to Young. Back to Johnson. Another 3 for
The scoring this quarter has been off the charts. The complexion of the game as a result may change.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. They're in front by 2. 1:49 left in the fourth quarter. .46 left in the fourth quarter. And there's the rejection. That's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here. There's 1:40 left to play in the final quarter. That's good.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
And here's Daniels. Now the dish to Young. On the wing, Johnson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Johnson's got 33.
Wow, fantastic performance from the arc here in the second half.
We've got 1:18 left in the fourth. They set the pick. Alexander passes to Williams. From outside the arc. And the Thunder, another 3.
The defense got butterflies the second that shot went up because they know he typically delivers in the clutch.
The Hawks trail by 4. Young outside. Daniels. Connects. That shot brings them to within just 1.
Oh, that is a massive shot.
You know it is. He's stepping right into the spotlight.
Alexander defended by Young. Pass to Alexander. It's money from deep.
The rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
I thought it might be a little imprudent to try to get those points right back, but it worked.
There's 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Daniels. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And so they foul intentionally. Puts them up by 5. so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
Showing off a very smooth stroke at the free throw line right there. And they've got to score quickly.
He had no time to waste at all.
Steps back and fires. It's in! And now they trail by just 4. 24 seconds left in the game. And now we've got the intentional foul. So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game. Atlanta calls timeout. They're down by 6. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Young kicks to Daniels. And the 3 off target. And an intentional foul right there. The first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So both free throws are good, and it's an 8-point game. 15 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Number 27, the three-pointer, no good. So it's Oklahoma City picking up the win. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
Thanks for joining us for this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. For Doris Burke, Steve Curry, Clark Miller, this is Kevin Harlan saying